Hello, this is Alan Donald with Keller Realty. Recently, there's been a lot of talk in the media about the real estate market. Are we in a bubble that's going to burst? Is it a correction? Are we going to return to a normal market after the holidays? Today, my colleagues Cynthia, Patrick, and I are going to bring you an update of what's happening in the real estate market, both nationally and in Charleston, South Carolina. Plus, at the end of this video, we'll mention some of the implications that these new market conditions have for buyers and for sellers. We want to preface this by saying that we've been living in historic times during the past 2 years, and we've had the COVID pandemic and its impact on the economy, record low mortgage rates, and supply chain constraints. Now we're going through a market shift, and it's important to remind ourselves that real estate is a cyclical market. The general public typically learns about the real estate market via the media, and there are normally lags and distortions between what the news report and what's actually going on locally. As you're probably aware, the media has been focusing on the recent mortgage rate hikes and the effect these will have on the housing market. It is true that mortgage rates have substantially increased in the last 6 months. This chart shows that in the last weeks of September, rates accelerated, fueled by inflation numbers. Although consumers are shocked by the rapid rate increase, it is important to realize that rates have been historically low over the past 2 years. This graph shows the current rate as of the end of September in relation to average mortgage rates in past decades. Current rates in the 6 to 7% range are much higher than they were 12 months ago, but they're still reasonable in the grand scheme of things. These rates are also below the 8 and 9% inflation rate we're currently experiencing. While popular belief is that mortgage rates go hand in hand with short-term interest rates set by the Federal Reserve Bank, the truth is that mortgage rates depend mostly on the rates for the 10-year Treasury bonds. Therefore, the impending rise in the Fed's rate may not drive mortgage rates any higher necessarily. While interest rates and high home prices have made home ownership less affordable, rental rates have also risen in most metro areas. Recently, the dynamics for the residential real estate market have shifted. Demand has decreased while supply has increased, therefore softening the market. This has created a lot of speculation about a repeat of the real estate bubble, bursting like it did back in 2008. Having said this, home prices are not yet declining in the US overall. As this chart shows, the rate of appreciation has been slowing down, but homes are still appreciating given the low supply levels. This is good news for buyers and sellers since real estate is maintaining its value. The market consensus indicates that although home prices may experience a correction in the short term, it is unlikely that we'll see major home price decreases in most markets. Many buyers and sellers are afraid of an economic recession. Even if the US economy goes into a recession, home prices won't necessarily decrease, as they actually increased during 4 of the last 6 recessions. Now that we have given you an overview of what's happening nationally, I want to invite Cynthia Patrick, our buyer specialist, to show you what's going on at the local level here in Charleston, South Carolina. Welcome, Cynthia.
Thank you, Alan. The first thing to keep in mind is that Charleston is continuing to be a very desirable place to live. According to the new census estimates, Charleston is the 12th fastest growing metro area in the U.S. This graph shows the population growth of Charleston over the last 20 years. As the population grows, so does the demand for housing. Even during the COVID pandemic, Charleston's population growth outpaced the state of South Carolina and the U.S. as a whole. In addition, a significant portion of Charleston is below the age of 44. Over time, these younger generations will support a stronger demand for housing. Now let's look at the numbers from the Charleston MLS. This graph shows the number of homes that have gone under contract since 2004, which reflects market demand. The red rectangle highlights the heightened activity since the start of the pandemic, when real estate activity went into overdrive. Since September of last year, pending home sales reflect a decrease in demand of 27%, likely as a result of rising interest rates. Inventory refers to the number of homes for sale at any point in time and indicates the level of supply. Since 2020, inventory levels have dropped to historical lows. While inventory has increased by 26% since September of 2021, the market is still undersupplied. Inventory needs to double to return to pre-pandemic levels. Months of supply, also called months of inventory, is the index that measures the relationship between supply and demand, which is what moves home prices up or down. We consider a neutral or balanced market one with 6 months of inventory. Above 7 months is considered an oversupplied buyer's market, and prices trend down. Below 7 months of inventory is considered an undersupplied seller's market, and home prices trend up. As you can see, in the last 2 years, we've been in a very strong seller's market. However, this index has increased by 27% in the last 12 months, indicating a softening of the market, but still well below the 6 months, so continuing to be undersupplied. Realtor.com recently published a report showing the top 10 markets where home list prices are dropping the fastest. Charleston appears at number 4 in the list, as sellers have had to adjust their price expectations to meet the market. Charleston has an incredible run in terms of median sales price appreciation, especially during the last 2 years. While prices are still high, we are starting to see the median sales price decrease. We expect the median home price in Charleston to decrease slightly in the next few months. This is good news for active home buyers, but it also reflects the fact that buyers are purchasing lower price homes due to lower affordability. In a tight supply market, sellers are not negotiable, and this is reflected in this graph, which shows the average percentage of original list price since 2004. During the last 2 years, many homes were attracting multiple offers and therefore selling above their list price. As we promised at the beginning of this video, we'll now talk about the implications of these market changes for home buyers and sellers. Let's start with the implication for buyers. First, more leverage. This recent market shift provides buyers with more negotiating power, and they're likely to be able to buy a home without having to bid above the list price and have greater ability to negotiate on terms. Second, more options to choose from. With the welcomed increase in inventory, buyers now have more options to choose from and don't have to settle for just any house in their price range. Third, more time to make decisions. While we are still in a competitive and undersupplied market, homes are no longer going under contract in a matter of hours. Now is a good time to buy if you are ready, given that competition is less and those sellers who have their homes on the market over the holiday season are more motivated to sell. This is Cynthia Partrick, buyer specialist for the Allen Donald team. If you have any questions, please call or text us at 843-900-0155. Allen will now go over the implications for sellers.
Thank you, Cynthia. The increase in inventory has increased listing competition and reduced the leverage that sellers had during the red-hot seller's market of the past 2 years. The main implications this new market conditions have for sellers are: 1. Pricing your home correctly. It is more important than ever to use strategic pricing to avoid having to chase the market down. Comparing your home with your neighbor's home that sold 8 months ago may no longer be relevant as conditions have changed. 2. Staging and presenting your home well. In the past 2 years, sellers didn't have to do much to attract buyers, given the shortage of homes for sale. As the market becomes more competitive, your home will need to shine against the competition to attract a buyer. 3. Marketing your home professionally. Professional pictures, 3D tours, professional videos, and digital promotion become essential to attract the right buyers. You only have 5 to 10 seconds to attract buyers searching online. Sellers can still achieve very strong results in this market. At the Allen Donald team, we're experts in pricing, presenting, and promoting our listings online to attract buyers. Give us a call at 843-900-0155 to book a no-obligation listing consultation. If you found this market update interesting and helpful, keep an eye out for future market updates in our newsletters and on our YouTube channel. This is Alan, and until the next one.